Hey guys, Ryan here. So I've made a list of about 10 or so, maybe even more topics. Actually 11 it looks like, but topics that we can talk about for the second half. And this is going to be, I'm going to talk about some stuff that we saw in the trailer and then some stuff that's basically confirmed to be happening. But so let me know if you guys like this sort of video format where you don't actually see me, you just hear me, and then you can see the actual sort of like images or videos that I'm putting up on the screen. It's a new editing format that I've discovered and I really am into it. So if this is what you guys like, I would love to do this continuing forward. Unless it's like an unboxing video or something where you need to actually see it. But like this is something that I really like the idea of doing. So if you guys like it, let me know down below. But yeah, so let's get right into it. So in the Season 10 Beach trailer, we saw a lot of stuff. We saw Whispers in Alexandria. We saw the battle at the hilltop. We saw Michonne, and I don't know what's going on with her or anything. We saw Eugene and Rosita almost getting together or something. We saw Carol and Ezekiel. We saw some interesting stuff with the Whispers, but we don't know what it means yet. We have some cool stuff with the spies and everything, and then we have them obviously stuck in the cave and all that, but today we're going to talk about the main things that happened. So, yeah, if you're new here, please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. The goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm pretty sure we can do it this year, but, yeah, so definitely help us reach our goal and hit that button. But anyway, so yeah, back to the list. So we'll go down in order. So the Whispers in Alexandria. Now this is definitely original to the show. This was not in the comics at all. The Whispers were never actually in Alexandria ever in the comics. But this is brand new. This is them in the trailer. We saw them creeping through Alexandria in the house. In the trailer, it looked like one was gonna kill Coco. I don't really think that would happen, but at the same time, you don't really know because it's Walking Dead and a lot of stuff can happen that's unexpected, because this whole entire thing that's going to happen in an episode is completely different from the comics. So it really deviates, but then again, Coco wasn't even a thing in the comics because she died way before she's even born. But anyway, so this is a really, really interesting concept. I really wish that we did get this in the comics because I feel like it would have been cool to see, because Rick would have been there, like the characters that aren't, like Carl or whatever. But anyway, so the main characters that are in Alexandria for this, it seems to be Rosita and Eugene. I'm not sure who else would be there because I'm pretty sure Daryl's at Hilltop. Well, as of right now, he's in the cave, but we don't know where he's going to be at this point because I don't think this will be happening in the mid-season premiere. But yeah, I'm not really sure when this will be happening. I think it'll be happening a little bit earlier in the second half, though. I don't think it'll be later because there's a lot more stuff to deal with in the second half. So. But anyway, so this is a really interesting thing because you don't know what's going to happen because it's original to the show, and I think that's why everybody loves the original material, because it's different and you don't know. But so I think that mainly this will just be some sort of mission Alpha put Beta on or something, and it won't be to kill anybody, or maybe this is a little theory going around that they made Alexandria actually part of their border, so they have to flee to the other communities. And leave. That's why we see Gabriel running with a shotgun or whatever, but I mean, I don't really know. I don't feel like that would be, I don't know, because then again, why would they go back to Alexandria and then they send the Horde there? I mean, it could work out from a writing perspective and everything, and we just have to see it play out, but as of right now, I don't know how that would work if they make them leave and then they come back and somehow they set the Horde on them, or what, but I'm pretty sure the Horde will come back to Alexandria. So either they try to chase them out and they end up getting the Whispers out, or it's just like a little mission from Alpha and she tries to come and take them, or take somebody maybe as a hostage to use. We don't really know until we see it, obviously. But so next up, I want to talk about the Battle of the Hilltop. Now, this was one of my favorite parts of the Whisper War. The Whisper War in the comics is something that's a little bit complained about, but I love this. The Whisper War is one of my top 2 favorite arcs of the comics. It's a tie between the Whisper War and All Out War. So, but I don't really know. But anyway, so the Battle at the Hilltop is basically when the Whispers come with flaming arrows, as we see in the trailer, and they burn the hilltop down. But in this one, it's a little different because at the time in the comics, Alpha was dead. But in the trailer, we see her actually standing there. So, and we also see all the shields and everything. So my prediction is that this is just going to be one big episode of the battle at the hilltop. There's a lot of build up and then a lot of payoff, and it's going to be a really good episode. Probably the best or one of the best of season 10. I feel like there's going to be a lot of that in the second half. You're going to be battling between which episode is the best. But anyway, so yeah, they send walkers to it, but the hilltop is completely destroyed. The Barrington house is burnt down. And basically Hilltop is just destroyed and they have to flee to Alexandria. And that sort of plays a part in them in helping them out with the Horde. But we don't really know because it's a lot different because Maggie's coming back and in the comics it's Maggie leading the Hilltop to help. But from Hilltop. Well, it's Maggie leading the Hilltop to help Alexandria with the Horde. But in the show, Maggie's not there and she's actually off with Georgie. So we don't know if it'll be her coming to help with the Horde or not. But she's not going to be there for the Battle of the Hilltop that we know of, because this is probably going to be earlier in the second half than later. So, but this is probably going to be an amazing episode. I have faith that Angela Kang can do it justice and even more than the comics in some people's opinions, because they didn't really like this, but I love this and I really hope that they do it good in the show. And the next thing I want to talk about is the Horde. Now, the Horde is massive in the comics, so I don't think we got to see it all because he said there was tens of thousands and it didn't really look like that in the actual episode. But then again, we didn't even see all of them. We didn't see the end of it or anything. But this Horde will be set on Alexandria. I mean, it just has to be. We know the Battle of the Hilltop is happening, so I don't know how it could go to, I don't know how it could go there if the Hilltop's destroyed. Unless this is just one big thing where they try to destroy the Hilltop and bring the massive Horde or whatever. But I think the Horde will be set on Alexandria. That'll be sort of around episode 15, 16 maybe. Sort of later in the season. After Michonne's gone, after Alpha's dead. Because I do think Negan will kill Alpha in the show, but then again, we don't know because the show is so different from the comics right now. But I think her death is so iconic it'll happen. But the Horde will be set in Alexandria. It'll sort of destroy it, and then they'll have to rebuild. But yeah, not too much to talk about that. It's going to be an awesome thing to see on screen. But there's not too much to talk about. It basically just destroy Alexandria, and they fight them off. They don't completely fight them off, because that's really... They knew that was way too repetitive from No Way Out, so it's basically them. It's sort of like No Way Out, but there's a lot more walkers, and it's cool how they handle it, because it's different. It's more... Like, they have a lot more technique doing it, where they actually lead them away into the ocean, to Oceanside. So that'd be really cool to see in the show, if they do that. But next thing I want to talk about is Carol and Ezekiel. So Carol and Ezekiel, we actually saw them in the trailer, and it looked like they were sort of like having a moment in Alexandria. I don't know if this is when Ezekiel will tell Carol. We know that's going to happen in the second half. If Ezekiel doesn't tell Carol, I'm going to be really irritated, because the only person I knew was Siddiq, and Siddiq is dead. So, but Ezekiel and Carol, I don't know if they're getting back together or not, but in this clip it looked like they were. But not too much to say about that right now, because we don't know what's actually going to happen. Maybe this could just be her getting emotional over him telling her that he's sick. But next thing I want to talk about is Michonne. So, as we all know, this is Michonne's final season, but we don't know what's going to happen. I'm, like, kind of nervous. Like, whenever I think about it, my stomach kind of hurts, because I hope that they do it right and that they have her go to the Rick movies and find out Rick's alive, because the only other thing I can think about is that she dies, and if she dies without finding out that Rick is alive, that would be probably that would be horrible. I would not like that at all. Obviously, you can't say you'd be mad if they killed her, because in my opinion, no matter how big the character, it all just depends on how they do it, if you like the death or not. If it's just like Carl's death, where he was bitten and died, I'd be very mad about that. Or if it has a lot of meaning, then I wouldn't be mad, but at the same time, I want them to do it right, and I really think Michonne deserves to find out if Rick's alive. And we also saw a few shots of, like, a throwback to Season 2 with her chains and everything, and then we saw in the actual trailer her with Lucille, so we don't know what any of this means. I'm assuming it's going to be hallucinations then, because if it's all like this, going back to her old days with the chains and the hooded cloak or whatever, and then Lucille, so I don't know what that's all about, but definitely a lot to see in the second half with Michonne. And also, I don't know if this is, like, if we're only going to see her in one episode or if they're going to do it in like a few episodes. I hope we get to see as much as possible, because I don't want it to feel super rushed in one episode and then it's like, oh, okay, I guess she's gone. Because that's not how you want to send off Michonne. And then next up, I just want to talk about Eugene and Rosita really quickly. There's a little thing that I want to throw in there because we saw them almost kiss. Now, this is sort of makes me think of a part in the comics where Gabriel dies, Beta guts him, and we did see the Whispers in Alexandria. So this is the Whispers in Alexandria, and they kill Gabriel, and this is like a few episodes later, so she feels alone because Siddiq died, then Gabriel, she may try to kiss Eugene or something. That's a little theory or something people are throwing around, but yeah, not too much to say about this, except they're about to kiss, so we don't know if it's like a dream or what, but and then we also have the Commonwealth. Now, Eugene made contact with the Commonwealth, or he made contact with a girl on a radio. Now, we don't know her name, we don't know where she's from, but if they're following the comics, her name will be Stephanie, and she's from the Commonwealth, and that would be like a big expansion of their world, even further from what they already have. But so, since we haven't gotten anything on the Commonwealth in the show except for him making contact, that's really all I can say right now, because we don't know at all where it's going to go. We didn't see any more footage of this in the trailer or anything of him on the radio or anything like that. So, and next up, I just want to talk about Ezekiel's sickness, even though I kind of already did. But if Ezekiel's sick, what is that going to play a part of? Is it just going to be like he's sick and then it goes away? I don't know how it would go away because I don't have any of that sort of technology. Is he just going to be there and then maybe they go to the Commonwealth and that helps him, get a cure or whatever? Or is this going to be the end of Ezekiel? So we don't really know because we've only seen it, like, we've only heard it mentioned one time because he doesn't want to tell anybody else. He says that it's, like, they said that it's really curable and stuff, but they don't have anything to do that, but the Commonwealth does. So that makes me think that maybe that'll be a reason for them to really want to go, which is very smart for Angela Kang to do, because that'll be, like, a big reason that they need to go so they can help Ezekiel. But yeah, that's really all I want to say about that. But the next thing I'll talk about is Alpha's death. So, in the comics, Alpha dies before the Whisper War even starts, but as we can see in the trailer, Alpha is there after the Whisper War has started and as it's going on. So, we don't know how long she's going to make it. I don't know what is happening in each episodes, obviously, but I feel like she's going to have a pivotal role because or maybe they just didn't feel like it was time to kill her character off, but I feel like she'll have a bigger role or something else to do with Lydia, because of the part that they added into the show of her people not knowing about Lydia. So maybe she will end up killing Lydia before she dies, or something very interesting like that, because Lydia, that wasn't a thing. Alpha's people knew that she gave Lydia away to our people in the comics, but in the show, Alpha told her people that she killed Lydia, and Lydia just escaped and went back on Alpha's side. So if the Whispers see her, or if Gamma exposes her and tells all of the Whispers that Lydia is alive, Alpha might have to find Lydia and come back and kill her in front of her people to show, I am the Alpha. I didn't lie to you. Or, well, technically she did, but you can trust me now, or whatever, something like that. But the next thing I'm talking about is Negan versus Beta. Now, Negan versus Beta, in the comics, Negan had Lucille, and I feel like that needs to be a thing. Negan needs to get Lucille back to fight Beta to have that awesome moment. And if they skip over this in the show, that would really, really suck, because, I don't know, we didn't see anything about it in the second half of the teaser, but we don't know what episode it would happen in, so I guess that's maybe a sort of defining thing, because in the Season 9B trailer, we only saw the photos up to episode 14, and there was like 2 from 14, everything else was from 13 and before. So, most of it was from just episode 9, so that's why I feel, or episode 9 to like 11 or so I feel like that's what we're going to be getting, episode 9 to 11, mostly in the second half, and then, because I feel like there's still a lot that they haven't shown, but I feel like Negan and Beta is such an iconic moment in the comics. It needs to happen in the show, but you never really know, I guess, until you see it. But really all I can say about that, because then again, we haven't seen too much of Negan and the Whispers, so it really all just depends. But next up, I want to talk about Maggie's return. So, Maggie, I have no idea how she will return. I don't know if she'll just, like, show up or something, or if she'll have a cool entrance where she saves them or something. I want her to have a cool entrance, so it feels like she served a purpose in coming back. But she's gonna have a purpose in season 11, or maybe even in the few episodes that she's in the back half, or if she's just in 1 or 2, I don't know. But Maggie is coming back at the second half of season 10. I'm assuming it's going to be like the last 2, probably not 3, maybe at the very end of 15 or at the beginning of 16. God, I can't even picture Maggie coming back, guys. I can't imagine. I'm so excited. I know a lot of people aren't big fans of Maggie. I don't know why, but that's their opinion. I love Maggie. I think she's an awesome character. She's an original. She's from season 2, and I'm so excited to see her come back. I don't know what they're going to do, but as you can tell, I'm really, really excited. And yeah, that's really all I have to talk about, but I think that my favorite part from the season, from the back half of the season, is either going to be the battle at Hilltop, Alpha's death, or Maggie's return. The one I'm most excited for right now is Maggie's return, just because it's Lauren Cohan coming back, and she's gonna, they're gonna make her entrance cool and worth her coming back. So she's not just like there for the rest of the season, and then she starts having a story in season 11. I think she'll come back and play a big role. But yeah, guys, so thanks for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.